We are, yeah, okay, cool. Yes, we are here. We're top 16. It's been a minute. Thank you for being patient. We really do appreciate it. We've got George here, Spira, as a guest commentator today. Some reason got on the wrong side of top 16, but that's fine. He said he'd be here again. Helping
Did
out.
pick the right deck,
Yeah,
though.
did pick the
Did
right
manage
deck.
to land
Yeah.
on the right deck for
Yeah.
sure.
We do have the pie chart on the be our back, but 6 Luffy's in this top 16, which is crazy.
I mean, if anything, the huge pivots that we've been seeing in the meta of Kid, I think, is what has influenced a lot of these red players to shift over red. And we can see there's still more Zoro players that play today, but the conversion numbers for the Luffy decks have been incredible.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. So we did have that. There's just fewer Luffy's. Where's what? We have it, I think, right. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, it was right here. Yeah, yeah. Oh, closer. There were, what? 50 Luffy. So about 10% of the field were Luffy, but 6 got in this top 16, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's an insane conversion rate.
So, but we do have a different. We'll definitely see some Luffy probably later in this top 16. But we have 1 Kaido and 1 Zoro left in that. So that's our first top 16. We're gonna start that right now with the with the match here. So this is going to be a best of 3 event. So it's not going to be the best of one we've been seeing all day. A little bit longer time period as well. And we do have that going on.
Yeah, so for the viewers who at home who are not sure about how best of 3 breaks out, so they have 1 hour to play out their games. Tiebreakers apply on a match basis, which means if one player wins game 1 and they aren't able to complete game 2, the winner of game 1 will take on the entire match. If they're still in game 1 or in game 3, at that point the tiebreakers will go down, at which it goes from life to cards remaining in deck to then the last player to have taken a life if they're still the same.
Correct. Yeah. So just a modification for your Zoro's on one side of this field, so chances are we won't have to mess with that on this top 16. And also, players did get a break, which they haven't gotten all day. We were about an hour between, so being able to get just a drink, a snack, just not play card games for the first time in like 9 hours could definitely rejuvenate, but also could take these players out of it. So we see Joshua being very aggressive here. Also, just opting to play the 1-drop promo.
Yeah. How do you feel about the 1-drop build versus the 2-drop build?
I think the 1-drop build is just way better in set 2, right? I think that's understood, and it's. I don't know if people didn't know about set 2 and that card being viable in the deck in set 2. I don't know if people would be playing this in set 1. It's like one of those weird things, you know.
Yeah, definitely in set 2 because we just see more support for this kind of like smaller go-wide strategy here.
Yeah.
But I mean, clearly here we see Joshua taking it to great success, making it into the top 16 with this style of Zoro, showing that it can be done.
Yeah, and using the attack with Zoro first, and then playing that Nico just means that this blocker might not be long for this world. But let's see a Queen. Oh no, Onigashima from Keith. That is pretty upsetting for him. Usually best play for a deck like this, but it could just be also. They just are worried that they're going to get blown out by all the potential damage that this Kaido.
Yeah, I mean, Zoro is the
Zoro
deck that
can put
goes
down, yeah.
sideways
Yes.
at any point in time, right? But very much when it comes to the red versus purple matchup, you want to put purple into position where even if they do blow everything up with the 10-drop, it's not comfortable for them because you can just still get to them on the crackback. So that's very much the position here. So, I mean, Keith understands more than anybody, and I think building up your protection early on and allowing yourself to get to the 10-drop before any of that happens is very important. But here we do see the Jet Pistol as well as the Robin combo to clear up that board. Now Kaido's in a very tough position here.
Yeah, so this is a 6,000 attack to a 5,000 leader, and then another one going down to 4 life, and then countering out of the second one. Those Sunnies needed one more Dawn to do any work, so they're just going to be sitting there cheering on Nico for the you can do it. All right, and yeah, so we've got, I believe, 6 Dawn for this Kaido. Could be 6 or 7. I think it's 6. Swing into the Robin.
That's fine. Robin did the work.
Yep, it did damage. Created a card. You're pretty happy with that. And
there it is.
Okay, we got it.
Turn late, but better than ever. I mean, it's definitely right now is probably the latest Kaido could afford to play it without losing too much tempo and effectively just having to go the rest of the game without being able to play it.
I'm really surprised like this stage doesn't have like an effect or like a trigger where if it is hit in your
I am
life,
also surprised. You would think so, yeah.
Play for free. And this goes back to Digimon, another Bandai card game where Tamers, which are kind of like stages, do have that effect when they're hit. So that would definitely make it a little bit more viable for Kaido. But these Sunnies are now finally 5K bodies, and they are going to start that swing in. So first 5k here, and thinking on block, on counter, on taking the life. What a cute little card. And it's also a Straw Hat Crew, which is
It
one of
is.
the best tags in the game. So.
Yep. That's also a big part is like if you can fill your deck with enough saturation of strats to just make sure that you never whiff on any of those triggers. Okay, and then playing out and just sitting on the Sanji.
Going wide. It's fine. Like you just really care about having that body most of the time. So there's no way Kaido can remove all of this board unless they best case they have like a 7-drop.
7-drop and then swing into the last Sunny.
Yeah.
And then you're only really dealing with the Zoro and lead, so.
Yeah, so it could be possible if that's your entire turn though. Like it's not great. You have 10 or 9 Dawn open right now, so you could 9-drop Kaido also if you have it. Maybe try to sneak in to see what's in Keith's hand right now.
All right, so
he puts it on the table as soon as we say that. Well, he's got a lot of Dawn in hand.
okay. He's got powerful cards in hand at the moment.
Yeah. So he's got pretty much all three things.
All the things.
Yeah,
all the things for sure.
Yeah. I want a ramp. Don't do that one. I don't know. This is a bit of a slow start though. If Zoro is able to, I don't know. What would you say Zoro's best matchup is? I would say Kaido is.
It probably is Kaido because like what Luffy wants to do is brace the Kaido to the end game before he can stabilize. Zoro just does that even faster, right? And then it's like I said, you want to put Kaido in an uncomfortable position so that he feels like he's playing catch up the whole time. And then that's where the beauty of being red and just having rushers really comes in, where it's like, okay, well now you're so far behind that these rushers are actually able to just close out the game.
Yeah, and it's honestly, I've been watching. I feel like more. There's been a lot of high top play that we've been seeing here today, and just looking at this, like I've just gone back, like, oh, what is actually the best strategy? Or like, oh, when do you play what? When do you attack with what? Like a lot of players have a lot of different mindsets for that, and the correct ones are definitely paying off.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, and like, what's the beauty about that and the meta is just the evolution, right? A ton of players were super hard on Zoro very early on because it's the aggressive deck, it goes in, but as we've been seeing the meta evolve, players get better. The skill floor of the entire player base getting up. You know, the kids are getting better at defending. Now we got to pivot over to Luffy. All of a sudden, we got 3 Dolphys over in top 16. So
yeah, we haven't talked about that yet. That's absurd.
It's crazy.
I was having a panic attack. Like, I don't want to make the pie chart wrong. Like, we triple check that's correct. And I mean, it still could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's right.
At this point, we're fairly certain with a certain level of accuracy. But no, so that's the thing. And what is right and wrong is incredibly tough, right? At first, I used to play much more slowly, not hit you very much, and wait until I can basically kill you with my whole board in one go. Alternatively, now I press more because I don't want to put you in a position where you can kind of just sit on like your 8 drops or whatever, and that's very much the position here with these 2 decks. So here we have an establishment of 2 vanillas and then the Robin as well. Robin obviously can put in work if they try to get in a cheap blocker at this point.
Yeah. So they're going to be at 10 Dawn, and I think he's asking to look through the trash. So you could do more of your board removal game right now if you want, but that's not going to save you from. There's just too many swings. You need almost exactly the 10-drop.
I think the 10-drop at the moment is the only thing. Like,
and then
swing
to not have a rush.
Yeah, right. Like you just kind of have to hard. So it's like swing. I say swing lead. Hope they take it. Play the 10-drop and then put yourself in a position to win next turn.
If you have it.
If you have it, of course. I mean. And we got the 9-drop.
Oh wait. What's the middle right? That might be it. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
It is a little bit quieter in this venue, but I'm pretty sure they still can't hear us.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna try and play it a little bit safe here, but
I think this has to be the play, 10,000%.
Yeah, I agree. You just have to put yourself in a position to, because else you're gonna lose to the top decks eventually.
Yeah. He gets out of it. Okay, so that's really all you need to. You can still go to 7 next turn, and then pressure. Yeah, because you'll go to you can do that for sure.
Yep.
So there's potential lethal on Kaido's side. Zoro needs to either establish a blocker, or if they have a rush card, they probably just win on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a rush card. They have that Luffy there. So you put like one or like I'd say like 3 on Zoro. Yep, 8K there.
Yeah, that good numbers forces potentially 3 cards out of hand, or take. Ooh, this is okay. And then
do
here's the
you have
Luffy.
enough? So
There
this
it is.
going to
There's
be
the
a
boy, and there it
9K,
is. That's
yeah.
enough.
That
But
is enough.
it's not over.
It is not.
And that's the beauty about best of 3. And I think it's a give and take when it comes to Kaido specifically, because it's like Kaido is the high roll deck, and it just if it sees the cards on cards when it needs to, it does its thing. But also, it is a deck that can lose to itself sometimes.
Yeah.
So the opportunity to now in Top Cut tell yourself, hey, I'm not gonna go ahead and just lose this one game and it's all over. I actually have an opportunity here to catch up on the 2 and 3. So.
Yeah, so that is we've been best of 1 all day. So there we go. So advantage for Joshua there on Zoro. And again, I think this is a matchup that I, as a Zoro player, would be very happy to be my first top 16 match. And it's going to be, again, very, very tricky for Keith to overcome this. I think Luffy, you have a good chance because Luffy can be a little bit slower.
A little bit slower, yeah.
But at the same time, too, Keith did put them on game point at the same time, saying if you can't respect this or you can't kill me right now, I have the same idea.
Oh, that's the thing. I think he played the right lines, right? Like
100%.
Joshua just had it, but I do 100% think he had the right lines. It's like this game's gonna be over next turn, whether that's you get to me or I get to you.
Yeah, yeah.
And he had it, and that's just kind of the situation you need to force your opponent into.
So it looks like they're going to decide who goes first. Let me double check the pairings. I don't remember who had the top seed offhand. I believe it was Joshua.
I believe so as well. Yeah.
So because of that in this tournament, if you have a higher seed, you get to decide who goes first or second.
Zoro just wants to go first, right?
Yeah, always.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
But
so
Kaido
here's the
traditionally
thing.
wants to go second.
That's the thing. Kaido wants to go second. Is there value in Kaido going first to take away the opportunity of going first from Zoro? Is that a mind game you want to play?
If you have the soul read, you're gonna find Oni. But
right?
like, I don't know. Currently, Joshua put his hand back. I think Keith is thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He does decide to. Let's go to Joshua's hand, see if we get a peek of what he gets. And now that we said that he's going to shuffle even slower, and Keith's going to beat him.
Yeah, but the thing with best of 3 is it lets you adjust, right? These aren't open deck lists. You kind of get a feel for it. I know for a fact, knowing that my opponent is a Zoro that plays 1-drops would 100% change the way I play versus knowing that they only play 2-drop vanillas, right? 1-drop means that they're way wider, way quicker, means that I have more of an urgency to find my early blockers and deploy them earlier to prevent anything from happening there. If you run who's in your deck, maybe make sure that you see them early, right, and just do them aggressively. So this knowledge should, in theory, make it so that Keith has a position to board control a little easier this time around.
Yeah, and I gotta say, like, this is obviously my first in-person One Piece event, like big one, because it is like the first one in America. There's Canada and Europe also this weekend, but man, what a good group of people here. Like, it's
very
super good. Like,
absolutely solid.
we see them laughing and joking all the way to top 16. They've been playing all day. This is, top cut, and they're still having a good time. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Everyone's been a great time. I've hugged people this tournament. I've shaked hands. It's refreshing to be back into playing like more in-person events.
Yeah.
But additionally, it's just been an absolute blast to see how good the community has been at welcoming everyone in, whether it comes from the higher skill tables to even all the way into the side events. It's been an absolute blast.
Yeah, and I just know, a combination of Dragon Ball players, Digimon players are here, and I'd say like before One Piece coming out, like there's a like fist fight.
I think there was some healthy rivalry there,
healthy,
right? Yeah.
But right now, it's everyone's just been.
Well,
enjoying
One
this
Piece has been wonderful. I feel like it's been a great unification. I
Mhm.
see people from all strands of the
Yeah.
TCG space that play One Piece, which is just goes to say, I think it rides a beautiful balance
Mhm.
of complexity, but it's simplicity, right? Like it's a great fusion of the other Bandai games, and having just enough to push players to get better without making them feel like they never had a chance.
Yeah. So Keith was able to open Oni this game, so definitely going to be a little bit of a different tempo. And Joshua is okay start, but definitely a slower start. So, and again, you can see them physically laughing and joking around too. So very fun.
Yeah, even at the tables, I was joking around with the players around me. We were talking about what your matchups were, joking,
Mhm.
laughing, and that's the beauty of a tournament when you can just have fun with it because it is a game.
It is, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that's good.
that is pressure next turn.
Yep. So this is going to demand a response from Kaido, or else he's putting himself in a position where he's going to be behind.
Yeah, and since should he be at 6? Did he go first? He did go first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that's right. Yeah, yeah. So at 6, if he went second, he could 7-drop Kaido, right?
Yeah.
But or 7-drop King right now, but he didn't, so he can't. So you can do a 6-drop and do a 1-for-1 trade, but
Which is fine.
it's just fine though. Yeah.
I would almost rather put down a queen, to be honest. Fix your hand, maybe find a bit more combo. If queen survives,
Yeah.
it's like it's infinite value if it's able to remain a second turn. So
Yeah, I will say like a 6k queen blocker means more against Luffy than against Zoro.
Yeah.
Zoro doesn't mind as much.
okay, so here's the 6k swing, which Zoro will take.
Yep, and he'll go down, get a Yami in hand, and then Keith for
And
5
then the queen.
is probably the
No.
Wabanuki. All right, it's a 5/7.
Well, I'm gonna have
vanilla.
to look that one up.
You sure will. Tech intern. All bright-eyed, bushy-tail. It's just like Brian's like, I'm so tired. Can you just please do this? Oh, boy, can I?
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
wow.
An opportunity.
This is what getting 140 gets you.
Yeah. All right, top 5 off the Nami, and you decide to grab an Usopp 2K counter.
Usopp. Usopp's honestly, considering how many blue decks are in top 16, not
Yeah.
terrible tech.
It's fine.
Drop that down against Doffy. Good chance you might draw 2 or 3 cards.
Oh, he's
Here's
so
another one.
shiny, though.
Solar Flare Nami into the 2K. Probably just for the combo power.
Have you almost accidentally shuffled your deck at all today?
What do you mean? No.
Okay.
I've been pretty good about that,
Good.
actually.
I'm proud of you.
In my stream match, I did attack on turn 1, but besides that.
Yeah. For the memes. All right. So the Zoro has the ability active. So it looks like he's just deciding to, these 5k swings.
Yep.
And preemptively making it 7k. I don't know if there's a reason
I don't.
for that.
Yeah, that specifically, I don't think, because I don't think purple has any way to deal with based on battle power. So combo out of it. Chip away at that hand slowly.
Yeah, 5.
For what
2.
it's say, I do think defending here is the right play because again, Kaido needs to put himself in a position where he doesn't feel like he's losing by playing his big bombs.
I don't like sometimes it makes a difference, but like preemptively doing it like this, it means that your opponent gets to do the math.
Oh,
at
that
the
I
same
agree.
time.
That
Yeah.
so like against red, you preemptively do it to protect yourself from like jet pistols and
Yeah.
stuff like that. That makes sense.
Yeah, but like,
Against
right here,
purple, I do agree because like now Keith has what
Oh.
near perfect information.
yeah, and
They
he
get
got
the
double Bagua, so he just ramped 2.
but does
He's,
that
he's going to 10 Dawn this next turn.
that is true.
So
Because alternatively, he would have went to what 9?
he would have gone to
Yeah, it would have went to 9.
would have went to 9. Yeah,
Yeah.
so just one Bagua was enough. I think he should have kept the second Bagua in hand if he was going ramps all the way up. I don't think he needed to trade.
I agree. Yeah, because you were gonna get it anyways.
You're gonna get up to 10 anyways. Yeah. All right. If he just starts swinging, you know the 10 is coming. Best be worried. They've given like Kaido is. I know Yellow's gonna be definitely the security control, which is a Digimon term.
Yeah.
Like most of your life has really good triggers off of it, and that kind of life control. But man, purple's got like pretty good triggers too. If you can consistently just have all of them being like ramp cards and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you can semi consistently get a lot of value from them attacking you early, which they are opt to do anyways.
Yeah, they're kind of pushed towards that direction anyway. So if you get the benefit from that, that's all the better.
All right, so it looks like no 10 drop because you're adding some there.
Mm-hmm.
Just a 4K, and I was talking to this to Brian earlier. Like this one drop, just as a 2K that lets you do another swing, it's fine. It's fine for what the deck is.
I think it's perfectly fine. I was talking to some Kaido players when I was in Vegas last week, landing on the fact that it's just early something.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're playing against these green decks that play these Bonnies or these this and that. It's just the fact that you have something on board that gives you something to do.
Yeah.
Right? And I think this evolution of Kaido makes a lot of sense where you're adjusting to what the meta does. So this evolution of Kaido is like, you know what? We just need things to do. So that's why we're running the vanillas because it gives us tempo against these green decks. You know, we're running short drops because people are playing Namis, this and that, and they're kind of hitting our face with it,
Yeah.
and it feels bad having to spend like a whole kid or a whole king on cards that like if we just play early plays deal with it instead. So
Yeah.
it's been interesting to see them kind of push to that direction.
And for people asking, and this will be very funny, hello YouTube. These videos will be re-uploaded to YouTube. They will be uploaded to the Stage Zero YouTube account. That's Brian's account, so we're splitting it. I'll be doing the Twitch streaming. He'll be re-uploading to YouTube. So those will be up. I'm going to say end of the week. I'm going to say it for him. So I'm going to put himself on the clock. But they will be re-uploaded to YouTube for anyone who wanted to watch it there. They will be there.
And if they're not, send him a DM, not
Yeah,
Ed.
He can send, I will sign a petition for him. So like release the Stage Zero cut. So, but yeah, all streams that I do here re-upload everywhere, or not everywhere, on YouTube, either on mine or Stage Zero, just depending on if it's just me doing it or Brian's helping as well.
And if you guys have enjoyed the stream throughout the day, let the people know. The feedback is always appreciated. You guys let the gracious people of Core TCG let them know how much you guys enjoyed the stream today. It means that they'll let us back in and
Yes.
allow us to do more shows like these, which we love to provide you guys these high quality streams. So let us know.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Brian because it's all of his equipment. It's good. It's
Yeah,
solid
it's a
equipment.
nice camera.
Yeah, it's
Our
nice.
equipment.
Yeah,
Our stream.
our equipment. All right. Well, now that we've decided what we're doing, so the play we've missed was Queen to draw 2, discard 1, and the 1 was the event card.
Mm-hmm. Not a ton of great options in hand at the moment.
No, it's again 10 drop would have been superb.
Mm-hmm. And oh, that's a good hand for. Whew, right.
It's a strong hand. Yeah.
Yep.
2 blockers. Oops, up. Is he gonna do -7? You madman?
Yo,
Madman?
I mean, for what his hand's good for it. To be honest, like he's actually. I believe in it. I that makes sense to me.
Babanuki puts him at clock. Nico Robin. Yeah, why
he
not?
has an incredibly like his hand's like really low curve right now, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I respect this play a lot.
Yeah.
You have to put your opponent on a clock just as much as they're putting you on a clock.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, yeah. And so I was thinking, where's the 10? Because the queen -1, but you already own it this turn, so it
Yeah.
refers. Yeah. I'm always a big fan of doing it early. It never works, but like I like it. Like it's just like what now? Like you thought you were winning a 3 life? Not today. All right. Well, that Jet Pistol's going to make it a lot harder to push next turn for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like it or not, it did slow down the Zoro. It made him use 4.
Dude, 4 and Zoro is everything.
Yeah, that's like half his turn is just using that. So. All right. This is going to be a 5/6 on the leader. That Dawn should be tapped, by the way. Because it's from. If he tries to use it, I'm gonna, because that was underneath the 1 drop.
The Nami?
No, the purple. That he should be tapped. The Dawn, because that was the Dawn.
Oh, on the Kaido side, I see what you're saying. I don't believe I saw any defensive counter
I don't think so either.
in hand, so it should be fine. Yeah, there's
No, I'm just gonna make sure he knows.
Sure. All right, and here we see the take from the Kaido, and then we see the potential pass turn. Yeah, so we pass turn over here. Hayden is still gonna go. Just make sure that the players were aware. All right. And of course, we do have these games watched by judges, so should be all clean from there. Moving on to the Kaido turn.
All right. So probably not pushing for game.
Probably not.
I mean, there's like, if you had one more Dawn, there'd be a shot, right? Because you could still like
Yeah.
put everything under your leader, and then if a 7K Babanuki can take it home, it takes it home, right?
Mm-hmm. We do know that there's a Luffy over in Joshua's hand, which in itself can do some decent work when that comes down. So the clock is ticking, and that's just it. Like, you have to be the one to kind of pressure via your threats, just because Red has so many ways to just from nowhere change the combat math on you. That just makes it tough to track.
And this is just like where, again, if he had that extra Thunder Boggle in hand that he needlessly triggered, it would have been a lot stronger. I
Oh,
think.
100%. I totally agree.
Because then you could have 3 Dawn open right now and potentially
Go to face,
go to
ignoring
face.
the Nami.
No, oh man.
I don't know about that one. I think that Nami
alright.
might. That's
All right, looking at the card,
all right. Passing it over.
might have been a Red Hawk, which would do nothing at this spot. But if he was thinking, oh, he's just
Yeah, you never know.
messing.
Mind games.
But
I mean,
we saw you on stream, like with 4 event cards.
and
in
I was
hand,
doing
and you're just
imaginary
like, you were
math.
tap of the table with your finger.
Yeah,
like,
of
1,
course.
2,
I mean, that's
3,
part of the game.
Now works.
Yeah, bluffing is part of it, right? Because they don't know your hand. I mean,
No.
so the better you can sell it, the more you can make them double guess themselves. There are definitely a good number of games where I've won because defensively they thought I had more than I did, and that's why is because information is key, guys. So never sell yourself short. Always let your opponent represent that they can win instead of just giving up, because of course they might play around something you just don't even have.
Yeah, and like it's so intimidating when like Kaido has like 2 energy open or 2 Dawn open. I haven't said energy all day. I've almost made it, but I said energy instead of Dawn. But it's just like they could have 0 counter in hand, or they could have 8 with 2/1.
Yep.
Like
Yep. Brian Samuel, my opponent in the 3rd round, I was going to go for the win, but he held up 5. I was like, I mean, he had no life.
Yeah.
So it was just like, and he had nothing to protect himself. So the play was put everything on Luffy and swing, but I was like, I mean, if
yeah.
you've got that.
Yeah.
So it's worth it. I mean, it made me question myself and potentially do a suboptimal play. So there is a world. Do whatever you can to force your opponent to have the out.
All right, there's that. All right. He lived.
Wow.
That's not good.
Interesting.
That's not good
that's not
for-
good. That's not
for
good at
people
all.
named
I think
Joshua Towers.
yeah, very specifically, we might be able to see a game 3 here. I mean, I see what 4-ish combo in hand. So
That's a 5. So it's getting quieter here. I don't want to be like,
yeah,
yo, you should.
he's got how much combo?
Yeah, which means that I don't think Keith can get it with this board.
I think there's I mean,
If he had one more Dawn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you can put. You need two 10K swings, assuming that the card in life is dead. You can do a 10K and a 9K attack.
I mean, can't you just?
You can do the sneaky play. So we saw this by him earlier.
I'm about to say, can't you just pop and then like force him to have the combo?
So here's the thing. This is gonna be a 9K swing anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you use Kaido.
Oh.
Yeah, use Kaido and then just like you have the combo.
This is a 9K swing though.
Oh no, that was very relevant. I do like that play a lot.
Yeah. Oh, but no. Okay, sorry. He gets 2 swings with this. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
You're
and
right.
there you
You're
go.
right.
Yeah. I think those are the right play. And
I
this
get
is all based off of the fact that Keith pressed early on
Mm-hmm.
to put himself in a position to be able to do this. So
Yeah.
very smart, very great piloting from Keith. And Joshua had gas to just manage to be able to mitigate that. And now we're going to go see a game 3.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I for some reason I thought, oh, you just dump everything on Kaido, and then like
Right, right,
I
right,
was
right.
thinking of the 2 life play. Is that down to 1?
All right, chat. Let us know, who do you guys want to move on into top 8? Do you guys stand Joshua Towers on red Zoro or Keith Fiandra over with purple Kaido? I stand purple Kaido personally. I'm a big fan of the deck, a big believer. If you're the man who runs hot, that deck can beat anything. But please prove me wrong, chat.
Zoro is not Luffy, so it's very tough for me.
Oh yeah, yeah. I am going with this pick, understanding the uphill battle that I'm fighting here.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't. Zoro's okay, but like I've had so many people last month like say, "Why are you playing Luffy? Zoro's just better." Like just relentlessly, and like I'm pretty sure Luffy's better. And,
I mean, at least now you have the stats.
I have I have 8 point, and they're gonna be like, "Let's just one tournament."
Right.
It continues, but like it's fine. A lot of this is opinion based, and I get that, and it's I think both of them are very very comparable.
Right.
Yeah, I think red in general is very strong, which is why it has 2.5 decks. And
Oh, 100%. Right. Yeah. I mean,
such a switch from the
both
deck
of these could win, and I wouldn't be shocked. So.
I would think yeah I don't think there's any unwinnable matchups in this game.
I don't think so either, which is great, right? Like, you have unfavorable matchups for sure.
Yeah.
But if you told me for whatever reason, Dofi beat Luffy or whatever, I would be like, yeah, I can see the right string of cards that would get you there, and pilot the matchup to force that to happen.
Yeah, I'd say in this top we had 6 different leaders today. I think it was 6.
Yeah, 6 different
Of
leaders.
all the all the matchups. So that's 6 factorial, right? No, or whatever. How many matchups there are independently with
Right.
It's not 6 factorial. That's way too many. But I would say probably the worst matchup in my mind would have to be this is one of them. I'd say I think
This
Kaido,
is pretty tough.
a pretty bad
Yeah.
one. And I would say generically Dofi Usa's Kid is a pretty rough matchup for Dofi too. I think this one's still
Just because you generate so much value.
Yeah, and if you get your 8 drop to stick as Usa's Kid, like Dofi has almost no way to get rid of that.
Right.
So and like they can pressure with leader and stuff. So and we have 3 of those Dofis in this top 16 as well.
That we do. Definitely the biggest shocker for me. Don't get me wrong, I think a lot of people have been moving into Dofi as the premier blue deck, but the premier blue deck I think was still an uphill battle from what we expected the meta to look like. So the fact that it managed to push through that and still present its way over here into Top Cut as
Never
a
mind.
3 of.
I'm a Joshua stan. He plays Beppo. I'm back on board.
We're back in.
Yeah, I'm back in. He persuaded me.
Just when I
Dude,
thought I
just-
got
it's
away
just
from
that
it.
Just that easy.
All right, and here we see the king on the pop, and now we're going back with the aggro here, the 5K swing.
And they're playing like they got 2 minutes left. That's
Yeah, they're ripping. I mean, hey, you gotta live the Zoro. You know what I'm saying?
they sure are. Die by the blade.
That's he's pushing.
All right.
2 health here. Kaido should be able to clear this board.
Yes.
And then maybe post up a blocker. So not the worst position, to be honest, here right now.
Yeah, but like for real, like I've had so many games. Like Luffy can sometimes just blow out too, and it's just
yeah.
like, oh, I play my 3 drop, I swing with it, and then they try to pop it, I protect it, and then swing again, swing with rush guy, and then they're just like, and then they can get rid of 1 and like rush guy, like, and they just can't keep up. Like,
Yeah,
they're
if they
clearly
run
too good for
if they
me.
run Jambe, it's like, oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
And then it's super good. Whew. All right, so we got a Luffy, we got a jet pistol,
2
and-
Namis,
and then 2
a-
Namis, yeah.
Or is that 3 Namis? No,
I think it might be. Is it 3?
it's 2 and Sanji, I think. That's looking at Sky, and I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Yeah, one of them's a 2. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's what they are.
All right, and here we go with
So
the
you
king.
can get a 2 out of it. Oh,
Yeah,
that is,
yeah.
Okay, it
I
wasn't
mean,
a Sanji.
yeah,
'cause it was,
you do protect the Luffy here.
So
If
it
you,
must have been a.
you can do it again. You do it again. Yep,
You sure do.
this is definitely the play. And let's see what's the.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta be careful though, because like you got good cards in hand though. Like this is. This could actually just win right here.
I mean, yeah. I
We got
mean,
3
could
swings
could just
with-
have lethal right here. In terms of sequencing, I haven't paid attention.
Oh, he just threw another
Is
shot.
it is it draw then dawn up, or is it dawn up then draw?
It's oh man, I don't do it right either. What I would want it to be is draw,
You would think so, right?
unattach, and dawn, but I don't
Yeah.
think it's that. I think it's refresh, draw, dawn.
Yeah. Let me know, chat.
All right. I don't like him playing these cards early either. It just tells him, okay, this is what you have to get rid of. And
According to chat, is draw then dawn. Oh, thanks, Ben. Much
Okay.
appreciated.
Oh yeah, that Ben would know. And Robo Sushi, yes, both.
Yeah.
They dabble.
Yeah.
All right. The only thing I don't like about this turn is that I would have prioritized playing the Sanji Rush card because Luffy Rush could always just win for game.
Yeah. It's the closer, right?
It's the
It's
closer,
the
yeah.
one that, like, if you don't deal with it, it'll do the thing.
Yeah.
According to the Twitch poll, 62% of our chat is on Kaido with 38%
Interesting.
on Zoro.
That is not.
That was not the prediction I was
Mhm.
expecting. We all stand Kaido here.
It should have been 1090, right? That's what you're saying. No. 10 Dawn.
We're on to Thunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Ooh, can't protect that. Okay,
sure can't.
which means you can.
That's bad too.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay. Well. Worse news though. There's definitely another rush card in hand. And a Brooks. And yep. I'm pretty sure Zoro just wins right here.
I believe so as well. I mean, we are gonna have to see them play it out, but rush is a pretty good keyword.
That's true. Just
Here's the Sanji.
don't do it early though. Like I despise this.
Do you?
Oh.
Oh,
Okay. Because
but
like,
I mean,
maybe I don't want Zoro to win.
the thing is here's that, like, right, like, you just know the combat math now, right? It's there's a lot of numbers. I don't know if it matters, but I mean, you just know the combat math. So
But you swing with the smaller things first.
yeah, and
Okay,
that's it.
and-
It's good enough, and maybe some BM. Who knows? But Keith here taking the ferocity from Joshua, who is closing it down 2-1. Congratulations, those of you who predicted for the Zoro. Here are your channel points
All right. Thank you, also intern.
for spinning it up. But honestly, what an incredible matchup.
Yeah. Very tight.
Very tight, very close. And actually, I think we got a brilliant showcase of just how you're supposed to mitigate the matchups. In game one, we saw them go in. Zoro did his thing, pushed the aggro. Game two, while it did seem that the Kaido player was held back, was still in a position where you're playing to win, right? And I think that's the distinction that players are really going to get into as they get more of the game. Play for the out that gets you to the win, not the one that gets you more turns. So there, I have a low-cost hand. Okay, we're going to blow up my Dawn, get you down to a life total that I can win in 2 turns, and then plan it out. And that's how game 2 ended up, and put us into this game 3 position. Zoro just had the gas to make it happen, though.
Yeah, for sure. So let's do a quick interview. We'll try to get him over here. We've got 3 more rounds. We got top 8 after this as well. There's about 20 minutes left in regulation time, so top 8 might. Obviously, the Zoro match is going to take a little bit quicker. So, but then we should have some matches. I'll try to get the winners there. So we'll be right back. Pie chart on the stream is the top 16 leaders for there, so you guys can check that out. And yeah, we'll be back in just a minute.
All right, everybody, and welcome back. I've got Joshua here, our Zoro player. Congratulations on taking down that Kaido.
Thank you, man. Thank you. That was a tough third game, actually.
How'd you feel going into the matchup and just facing Kaido at this point in the tournament?
I'm very comfortable in the Kaido matchup.
Mhm.
My Zoro list is built to beat pretty much everything because I play no blockers. I play
Mhm.
two drop centered, a lot of 2K counters to protect my board.
Right.
And so Kaido, if he doesn't drop 2 7 drops on me,
Mhm.
he can't win.
Yeah.
Like, he's too far behind, making 5 6 decisions a turn. There's no way. He just has to drop too many cards to
Yeah.
wide swings.
That's why we were telling how the benefit is that, especially with your build that goes incredibly low to the ground aggro, you put them in such an uncomfortable position that even if they 10 drop in board wipe, they're already behind that you can just rush them out from there, or you have so many good options in the later game to be able to close out from your early advantage.
Right. Well, see, that's the theory when I was designing the deck at home. Was that if I can make my opponent turn 3 and turn 4 make 5 or 6 decisions, chances are they're going to make a bad decision somewhere,
Right.
pitch the wrong card, block the wrong card. 12 decisions in 2 turns is really tough.
Yeah.
You know, and then all I have to do is protect my board, and what you can kill, come back, replace with rushers. So yeah, like the only matchup that is really any difficulty is Kid, and with my build, it's still 50-50.
Okay, yeah. Just because you can get like low to the ground enough to be able
They
to.
have to see a particular series in the beginning, or they're too far behind. Their 8-drop kill will never be safe.
Okay, all right. And of course, this top cut is a pivot over from best of 3 to best of 1s. So how would you say in this first round of best of 3, it feels to have to go the distance in a whole match as opposed to just a singular game?
Okay, so Zoro is absolutely the worst deck to play. Okay, if you want a top cut, Zoro's your guy. Because best of 1, he's gonna do what he does, and if they don't have the answers, they lose.
Right.
When it gets into top cut, Kid and Kaido actually have a much better best of 3.
Right.
chance,
They
you
can
know.
mitigate what you're doing,
Right.
have more chances to
You
see
know,
their outs.
things like that. However, I don't think very many people have tested against very low Zoro.
Right.
They're still. See, I've named mine Zoro Blitz because Zoro Rush is too slow for what mine is.
just a little, just an octane a little faster,
The Zoro Rush deck is a mid-range deck, as far as I'm concerned. You're playing the Shanks, the minuses, the Laws, the Utas,
Right.
which I want to spend my Dawn once on a 2-drop with a 4K, and then now every time I attach to Zoro, I don't have to
That's
spend
where the
any
value
Dawn.
is.
They're
Yeah.
swinging for lethal. So now I still get to play with all of my Dawn.
Right.
And that's the biggest trigger to the deck. But if you don't have, pardon my French a little bit, but if you don't have a set of cojones, don't play this deck.
Yeah.
Because you are going to be in a position where you're in top deck mode.
It's uncomfortable, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It can be uncomfortable. You're either gassing them out or you're like, so it's not the deck to play if you aren't 100%.
You're not willing to put it all on the board,
if
right?
You're not willing to
Yeah.
lose bad. Don't play Zoro. Play Luffy or Kid or Kaido.
Yeah.
Those decks all have a better chance.
Right.
Best of 3. But we did it.
Yeah.
We did
Well,
it.
actually, mentioning Luffy, you are the only Zoro here, with the other red decks all being Luffy. Good chance at going into this top 8. You end up facing the red mirror. How do you feel? Free wins against the Luffy?
They're too slow. They're entirely too slow.
Right.
And their Robin is dead.
Yeah.
I've got nothing but 4Ks. Their Robin is dead. What are you going to do? Otama Vanilla?
Right.
So
So that just never feels good.
Super loss in battle.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like almost every matchup is free except for Kid.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you showed a case here, and hopefully we'll be able to continue seeing you press on into the top cut. Do you have any shout-outs or anything that you'd like to say before we send you off and give you a quick little break before we break off into top 8?
I do have some shout-outs, man. First of all, I want to shout out to God. The man is up there. He carries me through everything I do. Second, I want to shout out my wife who supports me, lets me play games, lets me go out and do this. Without her, I wouldn't be here right now. I've got my brother back home in Texas who we play test a lot online. All of my San Diego team. And I want to shout out Chris Spencer at UniX TCG because we do a lot of talking, some coaching sessions verbally on lines of play. And that man has seriously, he helped get me here.
Awesome, absolutely, yeah,
I'm
no.
gonna shoot that man out for sure.
Awesome, yeah, we stand Chris here, absolute resource to community, and honestly, congratulations on your top 16.
Amen.
Best of luck going into the top 8, and guys, you will not want to go anywhere. Keep track of the rest of Drosler's run and the rest of the plays here in Core TCG's Treasure Cup. We'll be right back in a few minutes with the top 8. Don't go anywhere.